and also grab the hand. Grab it. Oh wait, maybe she's coming across. Maybe she's on her way in. Sometimes it seems that sometimes the bringing people. Well, I don't know. Chris, are you there? I'm trying to bring you across. I just put a link up in the chat. I put a link in the chat also that you can click on. Get yourself over here. Hey, there you are.
Yeah, I had to go out and come back in.
Yeah, don't understand that. We always have issues when I start this second webinar, or frequently have issues. Hey, this is it. Me, you, and Bob.
Hi, Bobby.
Hello, Chris. I was right there with you guys on the last webinar. I was actually reading the Motivational Manifesto.
Where's David?
I don't know.
Well, he's not here. I can only tell you where he's not. Can't tell you where he is.
Hey, Chris, we're on the last chapter, are we not?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Declaration number 9. We call slow time. Yeah.
I was listening to, Hay House has got that thing coming on or going on right now. I put a couple of things in the group. But I was listening to Eckhart Tolle this morning.
Oh, he's really interesting, isn't he?
Yeah, he had a good idea. He said, total formal meditations are not good for everybody. But why not do some mini meditations during the day? And so he said, and what does that look like? So just taking 30 seconds even and just steadying your breath, breathe, brings you into the present. So I've got a little note I just put up here. It says breathe.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you what mini meditations look like for me. I sit down on my couch, close my eyes, and fall asleep.
I do that. I do a meditation.
Some of my mini meditations turn into an hour-and-a-half long nap.
But you get up at 4 a.m., don't you?
I try to get up at 4. I'm not always up. There's David. He's here. I'm not always up. Today was about 4:25, and it's all Bob's fault. David, I'm trying to bring you across. Oh. Anyhow.
You might have to go out and come back in, David.
Here, there's a link up in the chat that you can click on too that'll bring you straight in.
The link always worked for me better.
What does?
The link in the chat, that always seemed to work better for me. I'm computerless right now, Chris, myself personally.
That sucks.
Yeah, I was on a webinar last Friday night live, and I inadvertently kicked my computer over.
Uh-oh.
And it wouldn't turn off. I turned the computer off, and then it wouldn't turn back on. So that's where it's at now. So Len brought me a computer. He figured I could probably get his going and maybe match mine with his. But then his computer wouldn't turn on either. We have two computers. Then I have a laptop computer that's real slow and real old, and there's no room on it. I can turn it on, but it's got a password on it that I can't access.
You remember what it was?
No, I never put it on there. I think my grandkids did. So.
Yeah, I've got an old laptop and it runs so slow. I don't know what I'm going to take to No Excuses next month.
Where is No Excuses?
Vegas.
Vegas. Is that Eric Ward? No, that's not Eric Ward. That's Bernie. Bernie?
Tim Irwin?
Computer that's real slow and real old. I can turn it on, but it's got a password on it that I can't access. No, I never put it on there. I think my grandkids did. So.
Have you got two open? Yeah, I've got an old laptop and it runs so slow. I don't know what I'm going to take to No Excuses next month.
Where is no excuses?
Vegas.
Is that Eric Ward? No, that's not Eric Ward. That's it's Bernie. Bernie? Everyone up the computer, that's too slow. I can turn it on, but it's got a password on it that I can't access. Oh, I never put it on there. I think my grandkids did.
How about you? Is that two open?
David, can you hear us?
David.
Hello? David? Okay, he's waving. Can you hear us?
I hear you.
Bernie?
Windows open?
I don't have two windows open. Okay, maybe I do.
There you go. Yay.
Yeah, probably because I came in twice.
Yeah, I had to.
3 times, and then I didn't see the tab open.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Many times.
Sometimes we just need to slow time.
So are we in the slow time chapter?
Yeah.
Yep, last one.
Does anybody want to kick it off?
I'll kick it off at the very beginning here. The very beginning for my cousin Henry. He says, the aim of life is to live. And to live means to be aware, joyously, drunkenly, serenely, divinely aware. And then Brennan picks it up with, life is meant to be a vibrant, deeply felt, growing mosaic of meaningful moments. It is to be a grand, fully engaged, and unconditionally committed love affair with our daily experience. We are supposed to feel this and sense this, to engage with whatever appears in front of us with awareness and enthusiasm, joyfully unwrapping the gifts that fate has chosen to bring. We are not supposed to miss this moment. Well, kind of like what you were talking about before, Chris, about in the moment, like what Eckhart Tolle talks about, living in the now. We sometimes miss the now moment because we're always being detached all the time. So,
And he said the present or the past and the future are all caused by thought, thinking,
Right.
thinking.
Well, I have a couple of things. So
Okay, good.
I do have a cliff note that I generated before, and I also have a summary of the whole chapter.
but that's in the past. I'm only kidding. Just making light of it. Now, we appreciate the cliff notes. Yeah, David, go right ahead and love the
Cliff
cliff
note? Okay, so the cliff note. We shall slow time. Hurry has become the master. We have stopped sensing the stillness, the stunning fullness and beauty of the divine perfection of the moment. Most barrel through life unaware of their senses and surroundings, deaf and blind to the magical qualities of this very moment. We are not supposed to miss it all, this life, but we do, all frazzled, stressed, and stripped away from now. The cost is immense. So many moments blurted by speed and worry and panic, all stacking onto hectic days, all creating the catastrophe of the unexperienced, joyless life. Many can only vaguely remember the last time they laughed so hard it hurt, loved so much it led to a beautiful flood, cheered so loudly it strained the vocal cords, felt so deeply it caused the showering of tears in such a raucous good time that it became legend, moments fully lived. We must slow it all down, not just to become more present in the singular moment, but to elongate the moment so that we truly sense it. Life is meant to be vibrant, deeply felt, growing mosaic of long, meaningful moments. This day is to be enjoyed like a pause at a cool stream during a summer's heat. We shall slow time. So that was the cliff note.
Cool.
Cool, thanks, David.
Now I do have a summary.
Oh,
You want to hear the summary?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, we shall solve time. We're not supposed to miss this moment. We're not supposed to miss this life. I thought there would be more time. All that matters is what is here and now before us, to live, to be lived and defined and experienced as we choose. In this moment, there is nothing but newness, a white space, nothing but an open field of possibility ready to be felt and explored. Let us meet it with intention and skill in exploring it lovingly, slowly. To slow down the moment, we must heighten our senses. To feel something more, we must either take more in or more deeply sense that which is already here. Slowing time begins always with the breath. The deeper and longer we draw in air, the more oxygenated our bodies become and more heightened our energy and presence. Let us try to bring our awareness to breath more, to be more present. Let us check in our breath several times in an hour, especially in the moments that we want to feel and remember. We can further time by absorbing more detail from our surroundings. Our aim is to drink the moment, and so we should pause and truly see what is in front of us. Slowing time continues by heightening our awareness of touch, a physical sensation of the moment. And what do we hear now? Too often we tone down sounds of life. For us to slow and enjoy life, we must enjoy the music of this world around us. Finally, no sense in our hasty worlds is so brutally ignored such as taste. Let us take pleasure in what we are eating. And if what we are eating doesn't bring the true enjoyment and health to our bodies, then let us push it aside. It is such a simple formula. The more senses we bring to the moment, the more time slows, the more a catalog of joyful, vivid memories grows in our minds, the more life is filled with gratitude, the more nourished our soul. There can be everyday magic to our experience, and the magic needs not to be mystical, but a conscious trick of elongating time, of heightening and deepening our sense of the moment. Awareness is humanity's best weapon against time, so let us always remember to be gifted time benders. We have an extraordinary ability to slow the moment down, to wade into it, to feel it swirl and surround us. Along with the powers of will and experiences, the ability to fully sense and heighten our experiences helps us combat staleness and live a truly free and vibrant life. Let us forget now where we're supposed to be and what we should be doing. Instead, let us hold this moment for just 2 beats longer. Life is lived in the extra beats that we hold as time unfolds. Soon the 2 beats become 4, the 4 become 8, and eventually we have mastered the art of experiencing life, of feeling who we are and where we are on our path to greatness, of creating real moments, of living as joyous masters in this infinite and divine freedom of now.
You know, David, right before you came on, Chris was talking about that. She was talking about a meditation, because I know you meditate every morning, right?
Yes.
Do you do the first thing in the morning?
Yeah, I do it. We do it. Me and my wife do it together. We do it like just after she eats, breakfast.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, Chris was saying how Eckhart Tolle was mentioning that sometimes the big formal meditation doesn't always work for every person, and she was saying what repeating what he said, that maybe some of us need just small time. Well, Chris, why don't you go ahead and share what he said? So just so you can.
he said they're mini meditations, and to just take 30 seconds or so several times a day and just pay attention to your breath as it goes in and out. And it has to bring you into the present moment. But your subconscious won't allow you to do it for too long before it takes back over.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what David just was talking about in his summary with what Brendan was saying about slowing time throughout the course of the day.
Well, one of the things I was thinking about is, I don't know if you saw Star Trek, where there's this episode where I don't remember, was this Star Trek Resurrection, but they had a moment where they came together and they were experiencing time together. That's what I imagine the slowing of time is like. You could receive the wings of the hummingbird flap in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's slowing or elongating time. And during the episode, the lady got injured, and Picard got into into that moment, and in the process, he was able to hold that moment and elongate it until they finally could rescue her. So that was. So I had the picture as well as the story. So, what came to mind on what the slowing of time is really expanding that moment,
Right.
and being fully present to it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when you were a child and you got so into your play and your friends and whatever you were doing, and time seemed a lot slower then.
Yeah, I remember the time where we used to be in I lived in Syracuse. We used to get a lot of snow, and I remember digging a little snow forts right at the end, and we're out there in the cold digging holes in the snow for hours at end. So clearly we were having completely joy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Joy and focus.
right.
We were truly living in the now at that moment, weren't
In
we?
the moment. But the thing is, we lose track of that.
Right.
We need to bring that back into our lives. So,
Yeah, we're always worried about so many. We're worried about so many things going on in our life. Now, going back to the book here on page 120, 220. There's three areas here where he says we are not supposed to miss this moment. 4 different chapters he has, and I highlighted it. We are not supposed to miss this moment. We are not supposed to miss this moment. We are not supposed to miss this moment. In the beginning of 4 different chapters, that same sentence. We are not supposed to miss this moment. So
4 different paragraphs.
4 different paragraphs, yeah. And then on the next page, where it says time is finite, on page 121 or 221, on 4 different times he says, I thought where we would have regrets, I thought there would be more time. I thought we would have more time to enjoy them and watch them grow.
mm-hmm.
I thought there would be more time to demonstrate excellence and make my mark. I thought there would be more time to express how much I love you. And then the next page, I thought there would be more. So, it's like regrets. It's all about what Chris started off saying and what David pretty much said in his summary. We have to experience the now. But how do we do that? I know personally, I'm always thinking about things that I must do. I'm always thinking about things that I must do. Don't take the time like
Well,
we used to do.
he says at the very end how to do it.
What is?
He says to experience your life 2 beats longer. That was the real key concept he brought. Experience 2 beats longer, then it can be 4, then it can be 8, and then pretty soon you're experiencing life. So by taking the time to be fully present in that moment instead of thinking about something else, and take that on as a practice. And as you bring on that as a practice, as a habit, you'll continually will elongate time to allow it to expand, and so that you can fully experience it more. I'm surely meditation is going to be help, but that's the practical application that he gave in the book.
Yeah, I like the word practice, because it's something that you must practice.
So what he's doing is he's telling us to take this on as a habit, and as you take it on a habit as a discipline, and you need to do it consciously first, and then pretty soon it becomes unconsciously competent. But first you have to do it. Pretty soon you become unconsciously competent in that you are experiencing it.
Right.
But right now, because of the hustle and bustle of everything that's going on in our lives and all our thoughts going on in our head, we just need to just pause.
Right.
Just pause so that we can enjoy that cool stream in the summary, right? Yeah. So that we can just enjoy it for that moment and do it over and over again. Pretty soon we'll become good at it.
Yeah. That's huge, and again, going back to what Chris said, maybe sometimes do it throughout the course of the day. Because I mean, I do it in the morning. I have my process. I don't meditate, but I do my mindset thing in the morning, and when I go for my walk, that's like my meditation. I go out. I'm in nature, there's nobody around, just me and the dogs and stuff like that. So that to me is like my meditation. But then when we come home, and then where life happens. That's what I need to do. I need personally to step back more, maybe take a nap like Lynn does, or a few-minute break like Chris does, and just like what you said, just elongate time.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if it was Brendan or it was Adam Chandler. It was one of those audios where they said that he takes a walk and he gets fully present in the moment, and he doesn't report anything, but in the process of his walking, he completely, and puts together like his gratitude journal, so to speak, and gets fully present with what's going on in his life in the moment. You know what I mean?
Right, I do, and then like you said, it's the practice of it. So, because I do similar things to that in the morning.
Right, he would do that every day, every morning when take that walk.
Right, but it's good to
30 minutes.
Practice of doing it throughout the course of the day, kind of like what Chris was saying.
But see, now I've got this little sign that says breathe.
There you go.
Right here next to my desk, so every time I look at it, I can pause and do the breaths. Mm-hmm. And now, having read this last page, I can make it 2 beats longer.
Right.
Is it working for you, Chris?
Well, I just started it an hour ago.
Well, you got a pretty good track record. So
has this been a long hour? So something sort of bugs me in this whole thing, which I don't can't quite correlate. We've all heard the expression "time flies when you're having fun." Now, it would seem that when you were having fun, that would be when time didn't fly, that when you were acutely aware of time and every moment counted. But so it would seem that time shouldn't fly when you're having fun.
Yeah, I've heard that saying.
But maybe time flies when you're having fun because you've lost track of time. You're not paying attention.
So yeah, that's what I think.
But then there's the one spot never boils. When you're doing something really boring that seems time takes forever and ever and ever. So isn't that slowing time? Being bored is slowing time, and having fun is speeding it up.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's wrong with my picture?
Nothing.
Well, but that's inconsistent with this chapter.
Well.
Or is it?
Maybe not. Maybe I think like what Chris was saying is something. It's not the hustle and bustle of not just having fun or being bored, but the hustle and bustle of life where we're always worried about this, worried about the bills. Got to do this. Got to go to this webinar. Got to do these things. It's like, stop and just
Yeah, I think that's really the real issue, isn't it?
I think that's what he's
we
saying.
spend so much of our quote time and quote living in the past or the future that we miss the present completely.
The future, exactly.
And then we say, well, where'd the time go?
Right.
And it disappeared because we weren't aware of it at all.
Right.
And the same thing can be true when we're having fun. I mean, it can be true that we're not aware of the passage of time because we're having fun, but for the most part, we're not aware of the passage of time
And it's
because
a good
we're
thing,
not in
though.
the present.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's fun. Good thing. We don't want to get bored just for the sake of
Slowing time.
You'd rather be out there water skiing and say, man, where'd that weekend go to?
It happens. The weekend just sort of flies by. It's like
Right.
we step onto the dock and Sunday afternoon, or Monday or Friday afternoon, and then we step back onto the dock Sunday afternoon. It's like, what happened?
Yeah. That's what Len's doing. Then Len's going water skiing right after this webinar. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Literally tomorrow morning.
Yeah, but what's important is that we realize this and that we can take action to take on that discipline and to really fully be present with it.
I agree, David. I agree.
Yeah, it's the awareness that's important, isn't it?
The awareness and practice, like he said, to actually do it, to practice it. I'm teaching myself that this whole year with the gratitude thing that I'm doing. I'm practicing it because most of us are ungrateful. Most of us say we're grateful people. But when you take the action to practice it on a daily basis, and those change my outlook towards things. And if you practice anything, you practice shooting free throws every day. You got to shoot 50 free throws. You're going to become better at shooting free throws. It's just the way it is. Practice anything you're going to improve at it.
Well, like for me, I think that I need to get more in touch with my emotions and my feelings because I have a tendency of not really being, in my heart. I get caught up in my head. I'm a thinker. I like to think, and I like to get into my head.
In his head.
Pardon me?
Like Len said, the little monkeys in your head.
And so the reason why I'm saying that is because I was at a workshop and I was in front of the room and I was sharing something with them. When I shared from my heart, when I was sharing from emotion and feeling, I had connection with people. But when I started to get into, here's how I'm going to about do it, here's the how-tos, this is what I'm going to do about to accomplish this, then I lose them. So
right.
people get in touch with, got in touch with me when I was in my heart, or when I was in my feelings. But when I get, and I could sense that when I was in front of the room. Okay, that's great. And I'm in front of with 30 people, and I can read the room, and I can feel that. But what's important is, what about when I'm alone? Am I feeling that? Do I really feel that I'm emotionally connected with myself, or am I caught up in my head? And that's what's really important. And that's here. And why I'm saying this is very important with right here is because if we get caught up in our head, we're not slowing down time. We're speeding it up. We're caught up with all the things, whether it's finances, whether it's what we got to do, or with this and that. That is not slowing down time. But slowing down time is getting to the heart of the matter, getting to your heart, getting to your feelings. And that's really what I think what Brenda is bringing to us here is that when we slow it down, we get in touch with that internal, that tranquil power, that whatever it is for you, that greatness within, which is inside, that you can get in touch with, so that you can live that day off fully, whether you're by yourself or standing up on stage, doing a presentation and then making a difference with others. It doesn't matter. But what matters is being in touch with yourself and
right.
being fully present in that moment. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? And I think that's what he's trying to bring to us here. And that's what this whole discipline is all about, is getting us to really say, look, stop. and bring out your greatness. Bring out what you have to offer. Don't get caught up with all the stuff that's going on in your life, but focus on what's really important to you.
Right.
And when what's important to you is what's important to everybody else. That and that's how you can make that difference. That's how you can really make that impact in the world.
Now we talked of an example of that today. Len and I we went for a walk and get our videos, and there's a fella over there where I go to every day that I've been going there for probably 6 years. Andy, the guru of Fiesta Island, and he's a homeless guy. He sits there in the bench under these eucalyptus trees on an island all by himself, basically. Only some dog walkers, some rabbits, some crows, ravens, and things like that. But Andy, he looks like a guru. He's got a big belly, he's got a big beard, and kind of shabby clothes. Sometimes I bring him some clothes, but he's not a panhandler. He's not like an alcoholic. He's not out there mooching money or anything from anybody else. He just stays right there. He stays on his bench. He does walk around the island sometimes, but he doesn't bother anybody. But he doesn't seem to worry. Like me and Len and I were saying, we don't know what was in his mind, but he's not worried about food or bills. Obviously, he doesn't have any bills. But food, I bring him food every day. And I'm not the only one who does that. I bring him a bag of like a banana, cookies, and some other things every day, every single morning. And other people do it as well. People bring them regular hot meals and stuff like that. So there's a good example about don't worry about things so much. Things are gonna work out, even if you're not trying.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what occurs to me, what you're just saying, and is that stories are really a way of getting in touch with the moment. Like I remember a friend of mine, Bill, he would always ask me, tell me a story. And I never really got that. Why does he always ask me that? Well, the reason why is he wants not only to understand who you are, but he wants you to get fully present with yourself and be able to be fully present in that moment. To be brought in the present of the now. When is now the right time to do things, right? So that type of thing. So but we need to be more present to, and I think stories help to do that, because I need to learn how to be a better storyteller.
Right, like you were saying earlier. You're saying when you were coming from your heart, people were listening. You had the audience. But when you started talking about facts, you kind of lost them. So that's the old adage: stories tell, facts tell.
Right. Well, see, that was just my observation, and I'm saying, well, okay, how can I take that in for myself? How can I learn that and live my everyday life that way?
Right.
And if I can master that, then I'm being fully present. I'm slowing the time down. I can be in. The whole idea is to be in the present now, not be caught up in the past, not be caught up what's coming down the road, but taking hold of what's the straps right now and being with the now.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. There's a lot of information out there about that. Did you get a chance, David, to listen to his webinar about his vision workshop?
No, I didn't.
Oh gosh, you should listen to that because he spends a whole great deal.
Where can I find that? On your website?
Vision workshop.
Yeah, it's I'll give you a link.
I can take a look.
Got a cat in the wall.
I used to have a cat that looked like that. His name was Oz.
But Len talks about that, about crafting your vision, and that's exactly what you're saying, Dave.
Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is what you're saying, because you want to tell the story to yourself. The vision that you create, that you design, is the story that you tell yourself. And you practice that every day. You practice that story.
Well, I understand from a vision work. We've seen where you've got the rocking chair exercise, or you've got the time where you can actually write your obituary. Those are type of exercises that you can say, what do I want to be known for? What do I want? What is my legacy?
And what do I want to leave behind?
And those are all very good, but that doesn't help the now.
I don't know. I think it does. I think it does help in that world because that's the person you want to be. Who do you want to be? What kind of person? Who are you? And how do you want to live your life?
Well, I mean, with the challenge, remember, we want to be the leader that people want to follow, right?
Leader that people are looking for.
Well, the leader that people are looking for.
I still say that every morning. I am the leader people are looking for. And I love money, and money loves me.
Well, we all love you, Chris. I know that.
No, she was talking about money.
Oh, money. We love your money, Chris.
I love money, and money loves me.
But I like the early in his book where Brennan always talks about the shiny spear of purpose, where he tossed the shiny spear of purpose every day. So that's your purpose. How do you see yourself? And then boldly march towards that spirit that's out there. Just boldly go towards that. That's your vision.
I think that what Chris was talking about, breath, is really important because because I got caught up with what somebody did wrong and I didn't agree with, and it was affecting. It's gonna cost me money, and I didn't agree with that. But I got caught up into it. And what I need to do is learn how to breathe in those moments so that I can separate myself from the issue at hand, and to be brought back to the tranquil power that I am, the leader that I am, and be present in the moment and not get caught up.
Right.
With those are really quote the small stuff, but we get caught up with it.
It's called life.
But what's huge in the emotional maturity scale is that you recognize those moments. I mean, recognition is 90% of the battle.
Right. Awareness of it, right?
Yeah. To be aware and to be able to admit.
I'm getting better at admitting if I make a mistake.
Well, I don't know. I don't make any, so.
Okay, Len.
I knew that, Lynn.
Get your own way.
So what did we decide about continuing on with something?
Rule number 1, always let the other guy have his way.
There you go.
After you've convinced him that your way is his way.
That's a good one right there.
I just opened to that page. It was a little cartoon that he has in this book.
Yeah. Yes, Chris, answer your question. We really haven't discussed that. What we're going to do. Probably if you guys want to continue something with through maybe a continuation of lunch with Len. A lot of times he's been hampered with guests and stuff like that because of this. So I mean I don't know. There's something maybe maybe at a different time frame. But I know he's been hampered a lot with some certain guests that he's had.
So what goes on with the lunch with Len?
Pardon?
What goes on in the lunch for Len? What are what is your context that you bring to everyone?
Well, Lunch with Len was started as sort of a working group in terms of building our businesses and moving forward. It wasn't the deeply philosophical discussion of things like the Motivation Manifesto.
Right.
But we have had guest speakers and various people like Susan Sherry Young and Jeanette Moore and Law of Attraction and things. So I don't know, but we're at the end of we're at the end of Motivation Manifesto. We clearly don't have much interest. There's four of us sitting here, and that's the way it's been the last several weeks. There's only been a handful of people. The interest has died.
Right.
So, and it does constrain the lunch with Len, not being able to go past noon. So I'm inclined to let this be the end of this one. And what we move forward with, I mean, I don't know.
I tell you, I've enjoyed this quite a bit, though. I've enjoyed it because usually you get a book, you read a book, and then it's done. But here, for over all of these weeks, we've discussed it. We've discussed in depth each chapter. It's meant a lot to me. It's really helped me dwell into what's really important. So I want to thank everybody.
Now it's about implementing into our lives.
But the other thing that I will toss out there, David, and
Yeah.
if you folks, I mean, Chris, if you wanna start a webinar up on the book you were interested in, oh God, what's the name of it? The Devil. I mean, if you'd like to start a discussion group, I mean, feel free.
I let my webinars on air go.
Okay. Well, I'm open. The one thing I do want to do is I do not want to continue a 12:15 webinar on Thursday. I want to let this one die, and if we pick up something else, it'll be at a different time.
Or
it'll be an extension of lunch with Len or something. I don't know yet. I don't know.
Yeah, because I've been several times where you wanted to keep going. You had something really interesting going on with your lunch with Len, and you had to stop
Right.
for the motivation.
Yeah.
So forth.
Yeah, well, I want to feel more freedom to invite guest speakers and people to come on to lunch with Len on Thursdays without having the constraint of having to kick them off if
Half
people
an
are
hour you're
interested.
done. Yeah, just when you get into a roll.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like.
Just like
really
on Friday Night Live the other day, usually cut it off after an hour, but the guest they had on the other night was he went on for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Let me tell you, you want to hear a story, Dave? You want to hear a funny little story? Speaking about stories.
Guess so.
You ever go on Friday Night Live webinar with Jackson Kelly?
No.
It's really interesting. He brings in guests. Him and his wife Christy Kelly bring in a lot of guests. If you need a link, we'll be able to share a link with you. But he brings in guests. It comes on at 6 o'clock on Pacific time, and usually it lasts 1 hour. And he cuts it off after 1 hour usually. But he had his guest on. Friday night, Mark Lalonde from Canada, a really good marketer, and he was sharing some really good information about how to market online. And I have a pool here, right back over here. I have a pool, and behind me here, there's a door. There's a neighbor lives in a little small apartment behind me here. I'm on the computer Friday night about 10 after 6. I'm listening to Mark Lalonde, and I hear a splash. I said, what the heck? So I look over, and my neighbor's in the pool with his clothes on. And I'm wondering, like, did he just jump in the pool, or what? This is Tyler, Tyler. So I said, what happened? Why just what? So I asked, I said, did you? Or actually, this was right before the webinar. This was right before the webinar. So because then I went over, and I asked, I said, what happened? I guess somebody took the ride back. He was out drinking with some girl, and then her boyfriend came, and they got into a little argument, and he pushed him in the pool. He pushed him in the pool with his cell phone in. So then the webinar came out. I'm watching the webinar, and he come over and he started like, I need to get to the store to go get another phone before 7 o'clock at night. And he asked me if I could take him there. And I didn't want to leave the webinar because it was a great webinar. But I said, okay, I'll do it for you. So I left the webinar running. I went to the Cricket store, got him another phone. Came back here about 10 after 7. It should have been over, but it was still going on. It was such a good webinar. It was still going on, and he was really getting into it. And then I kicked my computer over. My computer broke, and I've been without a computer ever since that time.
Okay.
No moral to that story. It's just that I guess things sometimes just happen in life.
Did you see the link for Lynn Mooney Vision,
Yeah.
David?
The Vision Workshop, yeah. lenmooney.com/vision.
Check that out. It was a great one. It was on a Saturday morning. We watched it live.
Okay.
So I guess this is it for the Motivation Manifesto.
Okay.
Well, we accomplished the goal. The goal was to go through the book, and we did.
Yeah.
We did.
So
And
what
so, what we want to do
the
with
the next step, but I don't know what it is yet.
The group will stay open. If you ever have anything to say about the book or any thoughts or ideas, you can always post it in that group.
Yes. And you'll post it in the group when we decide.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask, what called you to do this?
It was because the book was so compelling. This is such a great book. One of the best books I've ever read. And he had that whole free video series went along with it for $7. That's what compelled us. It was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, and had a major impact on me at the beginning of the year, and when I saw the offering of this group, I wanted to do it together as a group, as you know, not just to do it by myself, because I might have not read the book had I not been on this call.
Okay, yeah.
Now, I've watched a lot of the videos, but I may have not read the book physically, even though I had it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I may have not done all the extra work and putting the summaries, but now I did, and it got into me, and I'm able to then from there then bring it all into my life.
Yeah.
By the way, from what I understand for Friday Night Live this week is Justice.
Or is it okay?
Yeah, Justice, not Justin.
I said Justice.
Oh, I thought I heard Justin. I will toss one thing out there that I had considered right around the time we started Motivation Manifesto. I was also I was reading, going back through Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles, and that does have a workshop. You can download and do the whole workshop series with it. It's like 13 sessions or something. I don't remember. I downloaded the whole thing, and I was seriously taking a look at starting that. Now, the challenge there are two challenges with that. One challenge is that the workshops are really designed to be in the same room together. And so there would have to be some modifications to how we do it, and I haven't gone deep enough into it to figure it out. But that's something that I'd be potentially interested in working through, and the Success Principles is a phenomenal book. So I'll toss that out there as something that I would be willing to begin to head up a discussion group and weekly workshop on Jack Canfield's book.
Let's go to Chris's house.
You don't want to come up here.
So I'm interested.
Take a look at the Success Principles if you don't have it. It's a pretty phenomenal book, and see if that's something that you might resonate with, that we could. But I want to do it at a different time. I don't want to do it at 12:15.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to interrupt your lunch with Len, so
yeah,
we need to
move the webinar to a different day and time.
You really need to give the presenters the freedom to and the liberty to express all that they want to, because they're doing this from their heart.
Right.
To allow them to bring that to make a difference, and that's what the lunch is doing.
I'll tell you what, Jeanette Ma was just awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have Susan Shearer back too real soon. I'm in conversations. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. We're trying to set the schedule. And I also believe Lunch with Len has developed enough of attraction to begin to bring in some other people.
Okay.
So we're going to move this forward. So, at any rate.
Now, is that something I could participate with?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Lunch with Len happens 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11:30, and Tuesdays has been usually a technical session of some sort. Last week I did, or this week we did tracking pixels or whatever we did. I don't know, conversion
Mm-hmm.
tracking pixels, things like that. And then Thursday's been we're masterminding. The group is everyone is on a trajectory, or almost everyone is on a trajectory to go to live the dream and to get the rank advance in My Lead System Pro. So we're working as a mastermind. But that's been the broad sort of background. Now on Tuesdays we've brought in guest speakers I'll say fairly regularly. Not every Tuesday do we have a guest speaker, but we've had guests. I brought the guests in mostly on Tuesdays when I can. The reason is on Tuesdays I didn't have the constraint of having Motivation Manifesto at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some guest speakers that couldn't do Tuesday. We brought them in on Thursday, and then we sort of had to say, well, look, we'll have the guest speaker, but we have to cut off, and if it's going to spill over, then we'll have to reschedule and do some more another time. So we've run into some constraints.
Mm-hmm.
Some of our guest speakers are our own people in the group. Like,
Larry.
Bill Moore has done some training on what he's doing with Instagram, because he's figured out how to do Instagram without having a smartphone. So he's done some training on how he does that.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Ryan and
Chris did one on Funnelizer.
right, and Larry Ryan has done some training with Rick on YouTube, optimizing videos on YouTube, and so. And we're working together to help each other build our businesses. That's the primary goal.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the building our businesses is bringing in mindset people and things like that can help us with our vision and our mindset and that sort of stuff too. So that's been there.
Absolutely.
Today was basically a working session. I took the lead today and sort of kicked everybody around a little bit on trying to motivate people to get the things done they need to get done to get to L1 and be on the stage at Live the Dream in July. And I don't know if are you in MLSP, David?
Not yet.
Are you aware of it or familiar with it?
I am, but right now I've got my primary business that I'm trying to get off the ground first. But I definitely am very interested in bringing MLSP into as another product line that I want to promote.
MLSP is not the product line. MLSP is the system that's going to help you get your primary business off the ground.
Yeah, I understand that.
And they're an affiliate program, if nothing,
Yeah, I guess where I'm at is I'm trying to stay focused with what I've made a commitment to right now, and then maybe as I get that one steady state, then I can start adding in the other training. Because that's basically what MLSP is. If you think about it, it's MLSPU. Right? It's about all this marketing training and access to all this information. Plus product.
Well, if you approach MLSP that way, you'll overwhelm yourself. If you approach MLSP as I'm going to pick one marketing method and I'm going to become an expert in it, and I'm going to use these guys' training to help me, and I'm going to use that marketing method to build my primary business, then it becomes used.
The tools that are in there, the funnels and the CRM and the profit campaigns that you can sell. I mean,
so maybe I should take a closer look at it then.
Yeah, you should.
All right. Anyhow, I'll drop you a link. You can run a 10-day free trial.
Alrighty.
And Chris is chopping at the bits to drop him a link too, right, Chris?
I am, but this is you guys.
Flip the coin.
Anyhow, it's 12 after 1. Time to call it a day, I think. Are we all done?
So
it's been fun.
I wish you guys the best.
Well, you too. Stay with us,
Yeah,
David.
come to lunch with Len.
Get connected more into the group with the other things we're doing, and work with us, and maybe we'll find a path to go forward with you.
All right.
David?
Yes.
There's a group for Lunch with Lynn, and the link's pinned at the top for the Tuesday and Thursday sessions.
Yeah, I found a link about Lunch with Len in the personal motivation one. I could go to that link for the webinar, and then from there I could navigate.
come in lunch with Lynn too, because then you can get the replays and stuff.
Okay.
Alrighty then, everybody.
All right. Have a great one. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for everything. We'll talk to you later on down the road.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I don't want to lose touch, David, so stay with us.
All right. We'll do.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Going once, going twice.